What is going on, you guys? No intro today. Obviously, it's a sad day in the pro wrestling world. Uh, I wasn't even supposed to be back live until next Tuesday for Raw 30. But I figured I'd come back, catch up on some news from the past week. Obviously, there's been a bunch of crazy stuff going on with the whole Vince McMahon, WWE, and the purchase or non purchase, and everything that's going on with that. But we have some sadder news. Before we get to the news that a lot of you guys already know about, um, I do really need to shout out to our brother. If you've been watching this show for however long, I'm sure you know our brother Super High, the current Wild Nation predictions champion. Uh, our brother Super High lost his mother yesterday. Um, I got the text very early in the day. It's very sad. Um, he's been dealing with that for a while. That's why we haven't seen him on the show for the past month or so. Uh, he's been dealing with that, and her being ill and all that, and that's something tough to deal with. I know because I had to deal with it myself. I'm dealing with it myself, I should say, with my mother being very ill as well. So I know how tough it can be. Um, losing someone that's that close to you. Obviously, none of you knew T. Rav's mother. I didn't even know her personally. You know what I mean? But that's my brother. Obviously, doing this show. He's been with us for almost a couple years. Maybe it's been over a couple years. I'm not quite sure, but it's been a while. He started off as somebody that was in the chat every single show. He's an MC like us, so when we were looking for to add more people to the show, he was the first person that came to mind. So salute to my brother, Super High Travis Sly, aka Travis Sylvester, the homie. Uh, he said he'll be back soon, so I know he's looking forward to seeing you guys. You guys are looking forward to seeing him. I'm looking forward to seeing him. You know what I mean? Come out with some crazy smoking contraptions like he always does. Um, yeah, so condolences to Trav and his entire family and everything that they're going through, um, and transitioning from that sad story to another sad story that I think everybody is aware of at this point. If you're a pro wrestling fan, um, Jay Briscoe died in a car crash yesterday. Um, Now this broke, I guess during NXT, sometime after 8 o'clock is when people start getting the news. I didn't see it till about 11 p.m. last night Eastern Standard Time. Um, it's just tough, man. It's tough to hear about this. Then to hear, uh, the situation, and how it played out. Like him and another person passed away. Not sure if it was a person in another vehicle. I'm not sure if it was a multi-car accident. It was just his car, but there were also two children in the car. And fortunately, the children survived because the horror that Jay must have been, you know, feeling or going through in his last moments is just honestly unimaginable. They said the car caught on fire. I'm not sure if he died from asphyxiation or if he died from his for burn wounds or but no one wants to die like that. They were trapped in a burning car. That's just not a way anyone should go. It's just it's not. And I feel so bad for his family and his friends, and his kids. I know that's just part of his family, but especially his kids. Like, man had two young kids. Now I'm not sure if those were his kids in the car, if kids were in the car with him, or if they were in another car. I don't know all the details. I'm just happy that the two children that were involved in the accident survived. Uh, I'm very very sad for the Briscoe family. Um, always been a fan of these guys, man. Always been a fan of these guys. Two of the craziest, as far as when I say two, I'm talking about both of the Briscoe brothers. Two of the craziest guys in pro wrestling. Jay's been Ring of Honor world champion at one point. Uh, when he beat Kevin Owens or Kevin Steen back then for the Ring of Honor world title before KO moved on to WWE. Uh, it's a real sad day, man. Let me pull up my windows. I don't even know who's in the chat right now, if anybody. But yeah, sorry guys. We didn't have an intro. Like I said, I wasn't even supposed to be here today. I'm still dealing with my own life stuff. But honestly, nothing like this. So I don't even really feel like I deserve to be able to complain about anything that I'm going through right now because uh, my brother, super high, lost his mother, and the professional wrestling world lost Jay Briscoe. Um, like I said, big fan of this guy's work, especially over the last year or two. The trilogy with FTR, uh, possibly some of the greatest tag team matches we've ever seen. And that's not hyperbole. I don't think I'm the only one who thinks that or feels that. Especially the third one. Maybe the first one and the third one were probably better than the middle one, but they were all like bang. They were all classics. I think Meltzer gave it like 6 stars on the last one. I don't remember. I could be wrong on that, but um, yeah, man, it's just really really sad, you know. So condolences. A lot of people sent out love. Sami Zayn, who said he wouldn't be where he is today if it wasn't for Jay Briscoe. They stopped the NXT broadcast last night to give him a shout out and show him love, which is cool because WWE hasn't always been known for showing love to people outside the company. So it's good that they're actually in touch when it comes to things like this. Renee Young came out and said something. Tommy Dreamer came out and said something. Like just there was a massive outpouring of love and respect, uh, for Jay and his family as they're going through this tough time. There were also some douchebag trolls who were, bringing up old stuff. Who cares? Like those people, I feel like I ain't gonna even say that. That's probably crossing the line for me to even say what I was about to say. But he doesn't deserve that on the day that he passed away. So if you have anything negative to say about a man who had kids who just died in a fiery car crash, um, I think there's a special place in hell reserved for people like you. So um, let's just, hey buddy, what's going on? I got Mini Me here with me. We're doing the show. Is somebody at the door? Is that why he's barking? I don't know why he's barking. Maybe there's another dog out there. Gruss, what's going on? Gruss 512. I see you, my guy. Thanks for always being in here, always supporting, brother. We appreciate you. You already know what it is, man. Yes, prayers to Super High. Send him positive energy. Uh, you know, he'll be back soon with us. You know what I mean, on a regular basis. He's obviously been dealing with this for a couple months. I've known about it, and he hasn't really been speaking about it publicly or anything. But that's why he hasn't been on the show, like I said a minute ago. So, um, you know, I told him to take as much time as he needed. You know what I mean, as far as the grieving process, because I can't even imagine. I don't want to imagine. My mother is very ill at this time, and every day I wake up dreading that call. So I just don't, you know, I, I, I can't even imagine what that brother's going through. I can't imagine what the Briscoe family is going through. Uh, with Jay having the most successful year of his career, mainstream wise, I feel like just because of the Ring of Honor ties to AEW. And the attention that they were getting, and them going up against one of the biggest tag teams in the world in FTR. in three classic matches. I feel like this was probably their banner year. I know a lot of people spoke about FTR and this being their banner year and this being the best year of their career, and especially Dax with his singles runs and all these different things, and FTR holding all the belts. But I think we could probably say the same for the Briscoes, and they didn't have a belt all year because FTR had those belts. Hold on, buddy. Let Daddy do the show. And yeah, I feel like it was a banner year for the Briscoe brothers as well. I feel like a lot of people who didn't know about the Briscoe brothers found out about them, and a lot of people who may not have been into the Briscoe brothers became believers in 2022. I felt like they were set for a great year in 2023. Um, Ring of Honor World Champions. Like you start the year off as the champion, after a classic double dog collar match, something I had never even heard of. I was skeptical of. Like, how are they going to do that? What's going to go on? The chain's going to get caught together. Some craziness going to happen. It's going to be messy, but it'd be violent. But it was a perfect match. it was the best possible outcome for a double dog collar match. That I don't think anyone could ever possibly top what they did in that ring on that night. So it is what it is. It's very, very unfortunate. It's very sad news. I'm heartbroken for the Briscoe family. I'm very, very happy, very, very happy that the children that were involved in that accident survived. Because that's the last thing anyone wants to hear is about kids dying, especially in a situation like that. As I hug my son even tighter right now because I can't honestly can't even imagine something like that. So um, it's crazy, man. It's crazy stuff. Gus said he met the Briscoes in 2016. Real nice guys. That's what's up, man. The dudes with the craziest gimmicks online usually be the nicest people, unless you're Randy Orton. He's the exception. Now I'm joking. Randy's one of my favorites ever, but um, usually those guys with the crazy psychopath gimmicks, you know what I mean, will do anything in the ring. I mean, they're sacrificing their blood, sweat, and tears and their bodies and their health to entertain us. So they have to be cool on some level, especially on the indies. It's not like they're getting paid millions of dollars a year to do all that crazy stuff. So they have to love what they do. They have to love entertaining the fans, so much respect to him. You know what I mean? That's cool you got to meet them. I wish I had a chance to meet them. I feel like they would have been cool to smoke with. Uh, you know. So it's tough, man. It's really tough. We're gonna try to get through some news stories. I don't even know how I'm gonna transition or how I'm gonna talk about the news. Nothing seems like it really matters today, but there is a ton of news. I'm just gonna go through it real quick. Obviously, I got little man here that I have to entertain as well. So we'll get through some of these stories as fast as possible. We won't do any blunt ratings for the past couple shows that I missed, just because it was whatever. We're all dealing with stuff, but we'll go through some of the stories real quick. Um, um, let's see. How far back do I want to go? Uh, let's see. Let's see. Man, there's so much news. There's so much stuff that we missed talking about. Um, I don't even know where to start. I'm a little frazzled right now because I don't even know. You know what I mean? I don't even know where to start, honestly. I'm a Hurt Business is coming back. Yeah, that's a thing. That's definitely a thing. I think Amos is obviously a part of the Hurt Business at this point, or the new Hurt Business when it does reform. He helped Bobby Lashley win the number one contendership to face Austin Theory at Raw 30. So that's pretty cool. That's what we've been calling for, like as far as the Hurt Business, at least on this channel. Uh, I'm not mad if Amos is the heavy for the Hurt Business. Uh, you know, Makes sense. Bobby Lashley is the boss. You know what I mean? You got the heavy and Amos to do all the dirty work, so Bobby don't have to get his $1,000 suits messed up. You know what I mean? Because he's a very well dressed man. You know what I mean? Amos could do all the dirty work. He's a security guard. You know what I mean? Never forget. You know what I mean? Raw Underground. You know what I mean? So Yeah, so the hurt business is the hurt business is inevitable, which means Amos is inevitable. I don't think he's going anywhere. Plus, like I said before, you don't find Amos just on the street corner. Like you don't find 7'4" giants, you know what I mean, who can run the ropes on the street corner. Like he's not the greatest, but he's not the worst either. Like he had a great match against Braun Strowman, which showed his potential and what he could do. I think the role as the heavy for the hurt business is a great idea for him. So, you know, we'll see how things play out. Another story that we could talk about from WWE is the return of Cody Rhodes. It's been officially announced. He's been running video packages talking about his recovery from his pectoral injury, which led to one of the greatest matches, in my opinion, the greatest match of 2022, right above the Briscoes and FTR. Um, and yeah, he announced that he's returning. He said, "I'm back." So yeah, looking forward to seeing Cody. He better win the Royal Rumble. That's all I know. He better win. If The Rock don't come back and win it, which he shouldn't even be in it, that would be ludicrous. But it would also be pretty awesome if if there was like a pop. You know what I mean? That pop would be insane for The Rock to come out in the Rumble. That would literally be insane. That pop, but I don't think that's how they should tell the story. As far as The Rock get a title opportunity, I feel, or maybe they should, because maybe he shouldn't just be able to walk back into the company and get a title shot because he's a part of the bloodline. I don't know. I just know that Cody better win the Royal Rumble because it just makes the most sense. He should take the titles off of Roman. If it's not going to be him, it should be Kevin Owens, but I don't think it's going to be Kevin Owens because I think Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are going to form a tag team. Uh, there's been a lot of stuff going on SmackDown as well with the Bloodline and Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn obviously has been put in a couple situations where he's had to, defend the Bloodline's honor in matches, and he wasn't successful every time. But you know, he's doing his thing. You want to get down? Okay, down. Yeah, so shout out to Sami Zayn, still doing amazing work with this Bloodline storyline. Uh, hopefully we figure out we get some kind of culmination. I don't think it's going to culminate at WrestleMania. I think it'll end before that so they can move on to whatever the WrestleMania storyline is for The Rock. Uh, but Sami Zayn should win the Rumble. I wouldn't totally hate that. Because that story would be pretty awesome. Like, are you gonna challenge me for the titles? Like, what are you gonna do now? Like, and Sammy be like, yeah, I'm a challenge. Like, my whole point of being here is to be champion. Like, why wouldn't I challenge you for the titles? Like, that's crazy. Uh, so you know, that wouldn't actually be bad. If it's not Cody winning the Rumble, I would prefer Sammy to win it as well. I think that's a great idea. Um, let's see. Um, there's so many stories. Um, oh, what one shout out, quick shout out to Ruby Soho and all the ladies that were in that tag team match. I think it was Ruby Soho and Willow Nightingale versus Anna Jay and Tay Conti, if I'm not mistaken. And it was a bloodbath, at least for Ruby Soho. She's a badass, man. Like that match, like I was kind of dry on Ruby. I ain't gonna lie. Like I was kind of dry on Ruby. Um, she got hurt. It wasn't totally her fault. You know what I mean? She's great. You know what I mean? She got hurt, was off TV for a while, so it was like, whatever. You know what I mean? And but when you gonna come out and you gonna, put your body on the line like this, and I don't know if she really got busted open or if she bladed or whatever, but either way, I mean, she looked like a fucking savage during that match. And shout out to Anna Jay for taking that bump. I don't think that power bomb was meant to happen the way it did on Rampage, but it happened, and she got power bomb right on the cement. Well, it was a little pad there, but that's like a gym mat. That ain't doing nothing. That's basically the soft concrete. That ain't that ain't doing nothing. So she took a sick bump, and I haven't heard anything come out about her being, paralyzed or anything. So that's great. Uh, Also, more WWE storyline news. Dom Mysterio is awesome. And Rhea Ripley still sucks, but she's awesome. It's like, why is she challenging Solo Sequoia? Why? Why? I don't like that. I just don't like that. Because what if he got in her face this past Monday? What if he just like hit her with the Samoan spike? What then? Like what then? It's a bunch of controversy. Men shouldn't hit women, even though she hits men every show. Like I just don't like it. I don't like the interactions between men and women, like when it comes to physicality in WWE, just because it's not done right. It's just like, yeah, the women can abuse the men, but the men can't do anything back. Like it's not like you watching, you know, like I always go back to Osprey versus B Priestley because they were a whole couple and they had a match and it was awesome. You know what I mean? So, if they let the men and the women go at it like that, but this whole thing where the men aren't, willing to hit women who are literally attacking them is kind of ludicrous. You know what I mean? It's really ludicrous and triggering at the same time. But yeah, shout out to Dom though, playing the hell out of his role, man. Dom is, and now I feel like he's like buying into his own character, like he's smelling his own crap right now because now he's actually sounding tough. Because when Solo got in Rhea's face, like Dom jumped up and punched him, gave him a forearm shimmy. I was like, oh shit, Dom swung first. Let's go. Dom said, Dom said, I'm gonna pick the biggest dude out the room and punch him in the mouth. That's basically what he did. He did his whole gel thing. And it was awesome, man. I got to give Dom Mysterio all the props. That dude is killing it right now. Um, uh, Will Osprey did some weird stuff this past week too, or said some weird stuff, I guess. Uh, he gave insight on some potential AEW matches that he might have, but that's not even. He came out and said some stuff about how he might have autism and all these things. He was already, diagnosed with dyslexia and some other things. But I just want because Will Ospreay's, one of my favorite. He's one of my top 5 favorite wrestlers on planet Earth. At least top 10. I'd really have to dive in, but he's at least top 10. You know what I mean? I wouldn't put him above, Roman or Okada or, there's a couple people that I just can't put him over. But he's definitely up there and he's clearly one of the best on planet Earth. But when you come out and start saying, like, making these posts about your health issues, mental health, he's saying he can't read or write and how embarrassing it is and how much it sucks. He's a grown man. And I get that, like, it sucks. Like, when he was telling the story, I was like, damn, that sucks, bro. I would have never knew it. You know what I mean? It's like, if you didn't say it, but that does suck that you have to deal with that. But then he went on to say that, yeah, people with my syndrome are better than everyone else. I was like, wait a minute, bro. That's not how you get sympathy. That's not that's not the way you do it. You don't come out and say, hey, look at us, or I have this issue and all these people me have this issue which could cause actual issues throughout their life and probably isn't that fun to have to deal with. Even he admitted, but don't come out and say because you are going through that you're better than other people. That's how you get people not to care about what you're doing or what you're going through because everybody is dealing with something. Like what about the other kids with other diseases or people with other diseases or dysfunctions or whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean? It's like so you're better than those people because you have this specific issue with your health. Like that didn't sit well with me. I don't know if he meant it to come off like that. You know what I mean? But maybe that's just me being cynical. But I just don't, I ain't that rubbed me the wrong way a little bit. But anyways, moving on to some other stuff. Um, I guess, guys, I guess we could talk about this sale because I posted on Instagram when I saw the news coming out a week ago. It's like, oh snap, WWE's been sold to Saudi Arabia. And that was not the truth. That was not the case. There was talks. A lot of it was rumors. Shout out to Sean Rossap because he actually never even said that. It was, he basically said that, there's murmurings backstage. And then I watched it live too when he was talking about it. And he was like, none of this is confirmed. He repeated it multiple times. None of this is confirmed. I'm just hearing stuff which was accurate. He was hearing things correctly, and nothing was confirmed because there was nothing to confirm. But the girl who does NXT and the big guy who does NXT, they both need to get new cameras. By the way, how you on Fightful and you using a 720p webcam or some shit? Like, up the production value, my guy. The big dude is like literally got the camera in his face to where this you just see this part of his face, and the other girl is 20 feet away from the camera. You can see her whole body. I'm like, no one's looking at this stream. Like, this sucks. Up the production. Like, I don't even watch that show. Like, specifically, I watch a lot of Fightful shows, but I don't watch that one because the production value is ass. Um, but I was watching that night because of all the news that was breaking and coming out, and I wanted to hear. And they had on they were clickbaiting on the thumbnail or whatever, so I was tuning in, um, and I saw that they, what is he doing? And I saw that they did that, and I was just like, okay, whatever, you know what I mean? But uh, he didn't really confirm anything. So I don't want to put this on Sean. It's more on those people that were hosting the show who got everybody excited. Hey, Sean's gonna come on with some breaking news, guys. And Sean was pissed. He got on the show like, yo, I didn't say I had any news. Why are y'all telling? Now everybody's tweeting me like, what's going on? What's going on? So he was pissed, and he had to come out and recant his story and backtrack, even though he never put anything out there. And it was already too late because every single outlet in the IWC was reporting that WWE was being sold to Saudi Arabia, and it was basically a done deal and blah blah blah. So we don't know. We don't know. All right, all right. Yeah, you know what you're talking about, but you won't talk about it in this chat anymore. Uncle Howdy. Get your punk ass out of here. Tony Khan sacrificed Jay Briscoe to grow Ring of Honor. Are you a dickhead? What's wrong with you? Why would you say anything like that? Why would you say something like that? Like, respect the dead, my guy. Dude ain't been dead for 24 hours. You already coming out here with conspiracy theories about Tony Khan being what? Like, that's exactly what I was talking about earlier. Yeah, the Twitter trolls, the weirdos who be on Twitter, and like, he probably came from Twitter or he came from Twitch. That's what it's like. What? What? And you got a wrestler's name, Uncle Howdy, as your tagline. You just created the account to troll wrestling podcasters, I guess. Y'all are weird, man. Stop being so weird, bruh. Like, dead ass. Like, why? Anyways, I ain't giving that no more attention. Um, what else happened? Well, we're talking about this WWE sale. Um, so obviously we know that Stephanie quit. Two board members quit after three more were replaced by Vince's cronies. Uh, so everyone was worried. Vince is coming back. Vince is coming back, and it looks like all your worry was valid because it looks like he's coming back. Um, there was rumors that have been dispelled about him being at the Rumble, different things like that. Hopefully, none of that is true. We do not need to see him on TV. But Triple H came out and had a talent meeting. Hey, buddy. No. It's a no. Thank you. Yeah, no. I know. Stop being adorable. I can't take it. But yeah, so you know, after all the people, some people walked out, some people got replaced, and all that. There was a talent meeting held by Triple H where he just reiterated or he reaffirmed, reassured the talent who was obviously worried, especially the people who just got rehired or the people who are getting good pushes all of a sudden. People were probably worried that uh, uh, Vince is gonna come back and do Vince things. There's gonna be a bunch of people getting fired. Storylines gonna be all broken again. Uh, and like I said, it sounds like all your worries were valid because Vince was already sending messages to people in the positions to make the show happen that they weren't doing it right. And when someone who runs the company, owns the company, says that you're not doing it right, especially someone like Vince McMahon, who's basically ran the show for the entire 30 years it's been around. What do you think is about to happen next? I think we can all safely assume that Triple H ain't about to be the boss no more. I mean, I don't want that to happen. No one wants that to happen except for maybe John Laurinaitis and the people who are on Vince's team. Uh, But the stock hasn't plummeted or anything. I guess we already know that he was saying he got bad advice on leaving in the first place. So him coming back, once that was said, him coming back was only a matter of the shareholders and the board members keeping him out. They could not do that because he was still in control of most of the voting shares in the company. So when you still have that much control over the company and no one can tell you what to do with the company, it's only a matter of time till you do what you want to do if they're not doing what you want to do. So, um, he finessed his way back into the company under the guise of I'm going to sell the company, and then immediately once he announced he was back, well, it's not sure, it's not 100% we're going to sell the company. Who really knows what's going to happen? It's like, come on, man, what? Then just go back away. Then no one wants you here. If you're coming back to sell the company, just sell the company and go back away. If you sell the company, we don't want to see you in control of anything. We don't want to see, definitely don't want to see you on TV. Don't want you in control of creative. The show is definitely at least 35% better since he left. Yeah, I mean, they still got some kinks to work out, but the show is better. Talent is happier, which is the most important thing, I think, because if the talent is happy, then they're going to perform better, usually. So I feel like morale being a thing is very important. And Vince being backstage in any capacity is going to crush the morale of so many people. How you going to look that man in the face when he fired you and Triple H brought you back? Every time you look at him, you worried about you just smiling as hard as you can, like, hey, please don't fire me again, please. Please, I need the job. I got kids. please, please don't fire me. It's not like Tony Khan could just hire everybody that he fired. He couldn't even do that before. That's how Triple H was able to rehire him because Tony Khan couldn't hire anybody, and Tony Khan loves hiring people. So it's like, he got two companies and he already got an overbloated roster. So it's got to be a lot of people walking on pins and needles. And I don't think Triple H saying, it's okay, guys, calm down. I'm still in control. Vince isn't coming back to creative. It's still all me. I don't think that's reassuring anybody because Stephanie, 2 days before she quit, said the exact same things. You know what I mean? Everything's good. Nothing, he's just coming back to sell the company. Me and Triple H are still in charge. Everybody calm down. And then it was like, no, Vince is back, like in control. She was like, you know what? I'm out. She was like, on second thought, I quit. It was just like, wait a minute. You told us we was going to be all right. Why are you leaving? Why are you leaving now? No, no, don't leave, Stephanie. So that was like the biggest red flag of all. Like Stephanie McMahon quitting the first time she walked away from the company or took a leave was, when her dad was in the midst of all these controversies or whatever. She has no reason to walk away from this company that she's invested so much into. All she talks about is how she wants the women division to be a certain way and have more notoriety. She's great at doing the WWE ambassador thing as far as the charity. Stephanie's good at. There was rumors, people throwing her under the bus the first time she left. She wasn't good at her job. She wasn't doing numbers. Blah blah blah. Man, Stephanie is great. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to hear none of that. Stephanie is great. She's always been great. You know what I mean? She's sacrificed a lot to be a part of this family business. And I just personally think she deserves better. Now, am I happy she's gone for another reason? Yes, I am. Because I feel like as a mother, she shouldn't be a Vince McMahon type who works day and night on the company and does all this. She has young girls that she has to raise. I feel like it's awesome that she'll get to be at home with her daughters and get to raise them to be good women or, the type of woman she was or whatever type of woman she wants them to be. So I'm happy for her in that aspect if that's what she wants to do. If that's what she's looking to do, go home and be a mom. But I would assume she would still be working for WWE if it wasn't for Vince returning. Now I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. So we'll see how those things play out. There's been a bunch of potential rumors on who could be buying the company. Obviously, NBC Universal is probably top of the list because they own Peacock. WWE already has a deal with them. Netflix, please God, no. Please God, do not send it to Netflix. That might be worse than Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia is still in the running, obviously, because WWE has a relationship with them. And $6 to $10 billion is literally like $5 to them. You know what I mean? It's like the royal family over there is probably worth $500 billion. I'm not sure of the exact number, but 6 to 10 billion or billion ain't a lot of money to those people. So they can pay it. I know. I don't know if Fox has really been in any discussions. I haven't heard anything about them. And there Amazon. Amazon Prime was another one, which I would be cool with Amazon buying WWE. They can obviously afford it with the company being worth billions of dollars as well. I think it's like 900 billion, like everyone's ridiculous number that Amazon is worth. So I could see them doing it as well. And I watch Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, or NXT on Amazon Prime. I don't really care. Um, Fox gonna drop WWE. I could see that happening. I mean, even though they get really good ratings for a Friday night at 8 o'clock show, yeah, I mean, getting 2 million people to watch a show on Friday night at 8 p.m. is not easy for any type of show. So the fact that they can do that with SmackDown, I don't think Fox is really mad about the numbers or anything like that. I think it would more so be a relationship, like situation where you don't want you know the program. You can't have a couple of the shows on Prime or whatever, and then have one show SmackDown on Fox. I mean, you can. That's the way it is now, but I don't think that's gonna last. And I think if they did the deal with Saudi Arabia, there'd be a lot of people pulling out of business with WWE. A lot of networks, a lot of employees, a lot of people. Period. They would literally have to fire Sami Zayn. You know what I mean? Or he would just get fired, or he'd probably quit. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Sammy just walked away if the company was sold to Saudi Arabia. They don't even allow him into the country. So why would he want to work for a company that owns, for people who own the company? That would make no sense. So, and finally, AEW and Tony Khan have been rumored to be interested. Tony Khan came out and obviously said he was just trolling basically. He said something to the effect of, we're watching everything, we're paying attention, blah, blah, blah. It's really interesting what's going on. Tune in to Dynamite Rampage because you never know when we're going to announce something. I was like, bruh, that was the cringiest promo of a show. That made me not want to watch Rampage and Dynamite just because you said it like that. Like, just say no. I'm not buying that company. Why would you? No, I already have two. Like, why would we spend? We're worth $10 billion. We gonna give all of our money to Vince McMahon? He really gonna put us out of business? Yeah, I mean, it's like, nah, they ain't doing that. So I don't think AEW, Tony Khan, the Khan family are really in the running when it comes to something like this. That's just uh, more nonsensical mumbo jumbo, in my opinion. Uh, what's up, buddy? I see it. You got the light remote. Yeah, you got the remote. Uh huh. He's so adorable. I can't take it. Um, but we'll see what happens with this whole sale. I don't really want to like. I'm only gonna. I know what I'm going to do from now on because I did that Instagram video just a reaction. I was in the poker room and I saw the news drop and I was like, oh, he went to he sold it to Saudi. So I did that video. Then of course it comes out that it's not true, and I'm just like. Oh, y'all got me out here making videos talking about they sold the company when they ain't sold the company. So I will be waiting like I usually do until the actual news is like filtered through and all the BS is done before I make any, reports or anything like that about something actually going down. Because I don't want to be one of those guys who are just clickbaiting people or just trying to be the first to the story. Like I never want to be that guy. I don't really care that much. Um, right, always where. Oh, not Jesse, not Jesse. Oh man, I mean, there was two guys and they attacked me. Oh man, they were calling me hateful names while they were beating me. I'm like, what? Crazy story. Um, Michelle McCool isn't going to be at the Royal Rumble. I don't think anyone cares. Uh, let's see. What else? What else can we talk about? Oh, Raw 30. It's gonna be a lot of people at Raw 30. We're gonna get to see the Undertaker. You know what I mean? Without his hair, unless he wears one of those fake wigs like Kane. He's gonna be at Raw 30. The Bella Twins are going to be at Raw 30. Kurt Angle's going to be there, of course. Road Dogg, X Pac, Shawn Michaels, Teddy Long, Ron Simmons, Jerry Lawler, Ric Flair. Basically, all the people who come to these anniversary shows. It's the same crew of WWE legends at every single, whether it's a Royal Rumble, whether it's an anniversary show, it's the same group of people that come back. So it's not surprising. I would not be surprised at all if The Rock showed up, um, even though, SmackDown is more of his show. Nick Aldis coming to WWE. That would be an awesome Royal Rumble entry. You know what I mean? Let him go down to the final three or four. Nick Aldis needs to be in WWE. In my opinion, he definitely needs to be in WWE. We'll see. We'll see. There's an acknowledgement ceremony going down on Raw 30. So that's why people are expecting the Rock to show up. Because it's Jay's Uso said that every not every member, but he said every era of the bloodline will be represented or something like that. Um, so we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Sid and Umaga for WWE Hall of Fame. Yeah, I wouldn't say no to either one of those guys. I don't think Umaga was champion. Like, did he have a Hall of Fame career? That's debatable. That's debatable. Um, but obviously, being a part of the bloodline lineage should afford you a couple extra points when it comes to getting in the Hall of Fame. Just in my opinion, everyone will remember Umaga. He's obviously passing down a legacy through his family. With what we see Solo doing, so I wouldn't. I mean, there's people who had less of a career than you know what I mean. Snoop Dogg's in the Hall of Fame. Put Umaga in there too. Fuck it. Sid Vicious definitely 100%. 100% should be in the Hall of Fame. It's ridiculous that he's not already, honestly. You know what I mean? It's like, I know he's a controversial figure to some. He said a bunch of crazy stuff. Was one of the worst promos or best, depending on how you look at it, ever. Yeah, if Coco Beware made the Hall of Fame, Coco was like, Coco, oh, that's not really that good. Coco was like the number one fan favorite for like a couple years. So, he was like top three baby face in the company for a couple years. You know what I mean? So he had a pretty strong run. You know what I mean? Back in the late 80s, early 90s when, Raw first began, actually. You know what I mean? Whenever that was. Like he was around. So I don't know if I would, but I mean, Umaga definitely needs to be there. There's people far lesser than Umaga who are in the Hall of Fame right now. So, I wouldn't be opposed to it at all. Um, yeah, so I'm looking forward to Raw 30. It's a stacked show, man. Becky Lynch challenged Bailey to a steel cage match this past week, so that's going to happen at Raw 30. They loaded the show up, so it's going to be a good show. I wasn't planning on being back on the channel until after that show, but obviously with everything going on, we had to come pay respects to my homie Trav and his family, and also the Briscoe family. So we're here, we're live, so we decided to get some news out as well. In the meantime, since we here, um, what else do we need to talk about, guys? There's Xavier Woods got hurt on the show. Shout out to New Day for dropping whatever skit they were gonna do. They were supposed to be doing some funeral skit on NXT last night. Then they trashed it because of what happened with Jay Briscoe. So shout out to them for being self-aware and all that. So good on them. They're just solid dudes, man. Really good dudes. Shout out to the New Day. So it's been reported that we got something. We had New Day versus Imperiums, right, on a live event. It was previously reported that Woods had been out of action due to injury, which has since been confirmed by Kingston. An interview with the New York Post, the former WWE champion revealed that Woods is in the process of getting better and better, and that this time off is being utilized to ensure Woods come back to complete health. Well, That sucks. This is new news to me. This sucks. Like he's the NXT champion. Like how they gonna put somebody over if he's hurt? Now they can't take the belts off of him because he can't wrestle. Um, might be a good thing because they I don't think they were planning to drop the belts anyway until WrestleMania weekend and Takeover and all that. So probably a good thing. No, it's never a good thing that someone gets hurt, but you know what I mean. It's probably not that bad of a thing. You know what I mean? We saw Steve Austin do a whole run where he didn't wrestle because his neck was messed up. Um, and if anybody could pull it off, it's the New Day because they're entertaining without being in the ring. Some people say that's their best feature is them, how entertaining they are. But they're also great in the ring, especially Austin. Austin Creed, he's phenomenal in the ring and doesn't get enough credit, in my opinion, for how good he is in the ring. So get well soon, Xavier Woods. We're all rooting for you, man. We're all rooting for you. Um, what else is happening? I think that's about it that I'm gonna cover today, guys. There's a bunch of smaller news, little stuff we won't don't need to talk about. We are getting today's Wednesday, right? It's Wednesday, so Dynamite is on tonight, and I know you guys are looking forward to uh, the match that I'm looking forward to the most as well. Brian Danielson, excuse me, going up against Bandito. He fought Takeshita last week. Who was it? I think that's he fought last week. I can't, but that match was ridiculous, bruh. Man, shout out to that dude because he took a beating and gave a beating. Like he made Daniel work for that victory. I definitely appreciated that match. That's probably one of my favorite matches of 2023 so far. But what do we expect? Brian Danielson doesn't have bad matches, not even close. So Oh man, here we go. Well, you know what? I was hoping KGM would be here too, bro. Both of y'all teams won. I was really happy for y'all. I was, I'm not a Cowboys fan, but I don't hate the Cowboys like a lot of other people. It's just funny rooting against them because, it's just fun. I don't know. They're like America's team, so it's fun to hate them. You know what I mean, or love them. You know what I mean, whichever side you're on. I don't care either way. But I was happy to see them overcome a lot of people's thoughts about them because no one expected them to win, even though they should have been the favorite because they have the better overall team. Hey, oh, that's a cracker. Okay. Thought you were putting stuff in your mouth, kid. Be careful. Um, yeah, so yeah, Cowboys are good, man. The Jags pulled off a great win, down 27 to nothing. Came back to win. That was an awesome win by KGM's Jaguars, Tony Khan's Jaguars, the Khan family's Jaguars. So shout out to Tony Khan and the Khan family for that big win. I know they're ecstatic. Jaguars are like my sleeper team, man. You know what I mean? They're like a sleeper, man. They could end up in the Super Bowl on accident. I know it's gonna be tough in the AFC, the Bills and the Chiefs, and you know what I mean. It's gonna be tough. You know what I mean? But I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I kind of like the Jags, man. Yeah, I like the way their defense is solid when they're focused. Um, and yeah, their offense, they got weapons, man. Once Evan Ingram became a thing, their offense was damn near unstoppable. They got Zay Jones and Marvin Jones Jr., and that's not even including their, Sharks. No, DJ Sharks in Detroit now. But they got loaded roster, man. They got a loaded roster. Travis Etienne. Um, I'm forgetting somebody. Their number one receiver. I can't even think of his name right now. But yeah, they got a squad, man. So I'm rooting for the Jags. They're my sleeper team. The Cowboys, they're dead. They got to play. They got to play 49ers. That's not a good look. If the Cowboys beat the 49ers, they better win the Super Bowl. That's all I know. Because the 49ers are clearly the best team in the league. Philly right behind them. I will put Dallas right up there, you know what I mean, after those guys. But, man, we're going to watch a Cowboys versus the Bills Super Bowl. Yo, that would be epic. I ain't even think about that, bruh. Both of those teams are actually good enough. And as someone who's over 40, obviously the Cowboys and the Bills is a thing for me. Like, that's my childhood. You know what I mean? The Raiders were good then, too. but we weren't in the Super Bowl because the Cowboys and Bills were always in the Super Bowl. Always in the Super Bowl. We had a couple Super Bowl runs back then too in the late '80s, but not in the '90s. Yeah, I mean we had one with Jeff Hotstad or Rich Gannon, but Tom Brady ruined that one. Uh, him and this magical rule called the Tuck Rule that no one had ever heard of, but then just magically appeared out of nowhere. But even way before that, the Bills and the Cowboys were dominating the Super Bowls. Four in a row, right? Four Super Bowls in a row where the Bills lost. They lost to the Cowboys a couple times, the Giants a couple times, or the Giants. I forget who else they lost to, but the Bills were always in the Super Bowl. They were probably they were my favorite team before I started actually like knowing about football, and then I became a Raiders fan and I discovered Bo Jackson. But Thurman Thomas was right up there with Bo, man. Like they was both like two of the best running backs in the league. They were both cheat codes on Tecmo Bowl. You was either using Bo Jackson or Thurman Thomas in Tecmo Bowl, if you remember. And you could do the cheat play where you just it was like a hack. I don't even remember how it happened. You could just zigzag the field. Nobody could catch you. You be faster than everybody on the screen. I don't even remember how we executed it, but it was a thing. Bo Jackson and Thurman Thomas back in the day, man, it was unstoppable in Tecmo Bowl, bro. The Redskins beat the Bills. That's right. How did I forget that one? Yeah, the Redskins beat the Bills in the Super Bowl as well. Um, so yeah, man, that would be pretty. That would be pretty awesome. That would be pretty awesome. But because of you guys, yeah, I mean, I want to see the Cowboys and the Jags do well. Uh, I don't know who everybody else roots for in that be in the chat. I know Two Face is a Patriots fan, so we'll never see eye to eye. Even though Tom Brady ain't there, I will forever hate Tom Brady and the Patriots for that Tuck rule. We will never be friends. I don't want to autograph from Tom Brady. That's a whole lie. Yes, I do. What am I talking about? How much that'd be worth? I'm not stupid, but I don't want to be. Yes, I would be friends with Tom Brady. I'm about to tell you a bunch of lies right now. I was just. That's what happens when you ramble. I'd be friends with Tom Brady. He's a billionaire. He probably teach me a lot about business and the TB12 method. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to that. Yeah, I don't know if I drink that much water though. He drinks a lot of water. But yeah, man. Football season. You know what I do hate though? I hate these Monday night games for the playoffs. Like it's just stupid. I want to watch Raw. Like I thought we were done with this, and now we gotta watch. You know what I mean? It's like now I gotta like flip back and forth and all this. Like I missed the whole Becky Lynch and Bailey segment trying to watch the game last week. Like and I got all these screens in here. I could easily have them both on, but you only got two eyes. I'm not crawling. I can't stare in two different directions. So it is what it is, man. It was I'm expecting Raw 30 to be good. I'm expecting Dynamite to be good tonight. I think SmackDown is going to be great because we're approaching the Royal Rumble in a couple weeks. So all the storylines are culminating. If The Rock does show up at Raw, I think he might show up at SmackDown as well. Um, if I had to put my money on it, if it was like betting odds or something, I mean, I would probably put money on The Rock showing up because why would they say that every line of the bloodline is going to be here to pay homage to Roman Reigns or acknowledge Roman Reigns if The Rock? Why even make that tease? That was like the same dumb shit that Britt Baker did. I'm the boss, and then we got no Sasha Banks. Like, why even do that? Like, I know you're trying to get people to watch, but you just gonna piss people off. Yeah, I mean, if they tune in and they're expecting something and they don't see it, they're never gonna tune back in. So I don't understand what the point is of like teasing stuff like that if it's not gonna come to fruition. It just doesn't seem like smart business. But hey, I've promised things on this channel and haven't followed through as well, so I can't judge them too hard. Shit happens, but I'm also not a multi-million-dollar corporation with thousands of employees who can make it happen. I'm just one man. So if I got to go handle some business doing something else, that just ain't gonna be no show. So it is what it is. But I appreciate all you guys watching and tuning in for what has been a tough show to get through. Like I said, we were gonna. I was, me and Fizz was gonna do the show yesterday, but I just decided, in honor of my homie, Super High, we wasn't gonna do the show. I was just gonna chill. Like I'm an empath, man. I had two friends lose their mothers in the span of a week. Shout out to my boy JD. experience. Uh, One of the producers for Team Demolition. They've done work with 50 Cent, a lot of other people in the industry, but he lost his mother. Real close guy. One of the only people who called me out the blue and yo be like, "You good?" You know what I mean? Like real friend, real friend. You know what I mean? It's like, "Yo, you good?" Like I saw you post something. I just want to check on you. Blah blah blah. You know what I mean? That type of guy. You know what I mean? He lost his mom, so I haven't even been right, especially what I've been going through dealing with my mom being ill. Like I feel those guys, and then to get that text from Trav yesterday, just man, that almost fell on my chair, bro. It's nobody ever wants to lose a mother or a father. You know what I mean? Like that. So especially sucks when someone's 38 years old, and it's so unexpected and just it's just not planned, man. It was probably heading to train or heading home or heading to, just a normal day. And then your life is over. It just sucks, man. Just we gotta, I'm gonna call my mom after this so she could talk to Lennox and I can hear her voice and it just sucks, man, because you never know when this stuff is gonna pop up or when it's gonna happen, and it can happen to any of us. It doesn't have to. You don't have to be drunk or texting to die in a car crash. Someone else could be doing it, and it could not have anything to do with you. And that's just it. And I know that's a lot of doom and gloom. And it's scary to think about, but it is. So it is what it is. So show love to the people that love you, man. Be kind to people. I know that's cheesy as shit to say, but it's important. Something I need to work on myself sometimes. Uh, just being nicer for no reason, even though I'm a pretty nice person. I can make friends with anybody, but you know, I am a self-proclaimed asshole. Yeah, I mean, but I think it's all in good heart when I say stuff like that. I always mean well, but still, people sometimes misjudge your intentions. So it's better to just be nice to people, man. If you can, don't let people walk all over you and be nice to them. That's not what I'm saying, but just be nice, man. Be nice. Love your family. Love your friends. Um, you know, yeah, exactly, Gruss. Everybody love everybody. ELE, baby. Yeah, I mean, we need to make that a slogan. I'm gonna make that a T-shirt. Let's make that a T-shirt, Gruss. I give you a percentage. I think that's a great slogan for a fucking T-shirt, man. See, as soon as I start cussing, my son walks in. Everybody love everybody. Did you eat your crackers? You ate your Lunchable? Did you finish it? What's that? Bring it to Daddy. Thank you. This is a piece of plastic off his toy. Uh, yeah. So that's it for the show, guys. Um, Me and Fizz will definitely be here on Tuesday. I'm working some things out on the channel right now. I got a whole list of things that I'm working on. My goal is to make this channel uh, obviously being more consistent, but I just want to find a way to create more content for you guys. I'm so busy being a single dad, trying to run two clothing lines, trying to do this channel and my tech channel, which I haven't even posted on in like 6 months. But there's I have a lot of stuff going on. Plus, obviously, I'm one of the godfathers of the DMV cannabis scene. Uh, we just legalized in Maryland, so everything is picking up when it comes to all that stuff. So I just have so much going on. I am extremely tired. I'd say exhausted would be the proper word. But none of that matters because I love pro wrestling. If you see on this list, pro wrestling is number one. It's the first thing on the list. So, you know what I mean? If I'm going to do anything or focus on anything in my life, uh, outside of the things that make me money to pay my bills, obviously, got to feed the babies. But hopefully one day I'll be able to do that talking about wrestling. That's my dream. That's my hope. But that's ultimately all on me because I have the skills and the ability to do anything I want. I got a $40,000 studio right here that I can pretty much produce any type of content that I want. And it's just more about me finding the time to actually execute those things and get you guys out the content. We're going to. I need to hire some people, but I'm trying to be smart with my finances right now because of the kid and all these different things. So I can't just go on a hiring frenzy like I used to before I I had the kid. We had multiple employees, and Jay was getting paid an exorbitant, probably more money than he should have been getting paid, just because I like to overpay people when they're working for me. Um, get a contract with Impact Wrestling. Hey, man, I would work for Impact Wrestling. Then I have to start covering it. Damn it. Maybe I wouldn't. I don't know. No, I would. I would love to work for any wrestling promotion. MLW, MCW, Impact. I don't care. You know what I mean? I don't care. Like, I work for any wrestling promotion. Uh, but yeah, I actually really do want to work for there's a local company. I can't even remember the name of it right now. Um, but it's not MCW. Obviously, they're a local company as well. But there's another local wrestling promotion that I wouldn't mind actually working for. I hit the dude up like, man, can I come practice of being a manager? Because that would be my favorite role. Because I like talking shit. So I would, it'd be good if I can be in some type of managerial role, or what would even be even better is to be like some kind of on-screen authority figure. I come out in my suits, you know what I mean, my clean three-piece suits, you know what I mean, or whatever, just screaming and yelling and bossing people around and being an asshole. That would be awesome, man. That's like my dream job. Honestly, that's my dream job, is to be on-screen talent for a provider. Not wrestling. No, we not going. My back hurts right now. I pulled the muscle in my back. I was just walking. I don't even know how it happened. I was so wrestling out of the question. Yeah, I mean, out of the question. But I would definitely do some on-screen stuff. Booker T's promotion. I would love to work for Booker T. Booker T is low key. Booker T's like what's the coach at Alabama? he's he's like the as wrestling company. He's like the Alabama wrestler. He be churning out like people who end up in the league. You know what I mean? Booker T be churning them out, man. It's like everybody go through that school, make it to one of the big companies. I'm like, hey, man, as much as I don't like Booker T on commentary, I ain't gonna hate on his ability to teach wrestlers. Like, I'm not gonna hate on that at all. Um, yeah, they always bring people to WWE. I agree. I think there's somebody in AEW as well, if I'm not mistaken. But Booker T has a heavy influence on the pro wrestling world, low key, with some of these young talents with his school, with Reality of Wrestling, ROW, down there in Texas. So Booker T's doing a great job, you know what I mean, at, running his school and getting talent ready for the big leagues. So shout out to Booker when it comes to that. You got to give people their flowers, man. You never know when you won't have the opportunity to do so. You know what I mean? We rag on Booker T and make fun of his shucky ducky quack quack, because Lord knows I hate it. But Booker T's done a lot of great things for professional wrestling. And, I know he won't hear this, but, everybody deserves to get their flowers. Everybody deserves criticism if they earn it as well. But we should also remember to give people their flowers while they're here, so they know that, they know what people think of him. Even though Booker T thinks highly of himself enough, I don't think he needs anyone to think highly of him. He loves himself very much. He's five-time, 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 five-time. Man, Stevie Ray. I would love to train with Stevie Ray. I would love to train Stevie. I mean, he's legends, man. Stevie Ray's a legend himself. You know what I mean? Love to train with Stevie Ray. Does he run the wrestling school down there? That's good. Him and his brother made up. I know they've been made up, but it's funny that they were actually beefing at one point. Um, but that's it, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. Go be a dad. We got to run some errands. If you're in the DMV, anywhere in the DMV, you want to know about the Terp Tour. You know what I mean? The livest cannabis events in the DMV. Yeah, just let me know if you're visiting one day and want to come check it out. We're out 6 days a week now, all over the DMV, doing our thing, man. Come hang out with the coolest cannabis connoisseurs in the business. If you're not aware, everything that is going on in DC as far as the cannabis scene, I kind of started. You know what I mean? That's not debatable. You know what I mean? No one's even gonna debate you on that. I started. There's no one doing what's happening now before I was doing it. Something that I'm proud of. I take a lot of pride in. You know, but that we got bigger and better things planned. You know what I mean? Bigger and better things planned. We'll be doing a lot more stuff. So for all of those who don't know why the channel is called Wrestling on Weed, it's because I am, a connoisseur of the cannabis on the business side, as well as on the the smoker side. You know what I mean? I showed a lot of people how to turn it into a legitimate business. Uh, I created the first vape pen that anyone ever seen in the DMV before people were even using vape pens. I made a vape pen and I was the first one to sell it to the dispensaries when they came around here. So um, that's kind of how I got my first little bag doing stuff like that. So I'm happy that Maryland is legal now. So if you're ever in the DMV, just you can hit me up and we'll smoke and go to a sesh. But anyways, I don't know why I'm even talking about that. I'm just rambling at this point because I haven't seen y'all in so long. But I'm gonna go up and get out of here, man. I got stuff to do. We'll be back. I'm not sure. KGM, thanks for sliding through, man. Shout out to you. We was talking about you a minute ago, man. I mean, shout out to you and your Jaguars and Tony Khan. You know what I mean? And everybody who's, you know what I mean? That comeback was epic, bruh. That was epic. I was worried for you for the halftime. I was like, oh man, KGM ain't gonna be on the show in like 3 months. We ain't gonna see him for about 3 months. He gonna be crying in the car. We ain't gonna they about to lose 47-0. And then Trevor Lawrence decided to morph back into Trevor Lawrence because the first half, I don't know what he was doing. Just throwing the ball to anybody. But that comeback was epic. Also, the Chargers coach is one of the dumbest of all time. Like he deserves to be fired like immediately. Like I think they fired their OC, which is just ludicrous. Like why would you fire the coach? He's making decisions. He the one who played Mike Williams last week and got him hurt. You know what I mean? They might have been up 75-0 at halftime if they had Mike Williams, but who knows how things would have played out. I'm just happy for the Jags because I was rooting for the Jags. I hate the Chargers. They're in the AFC West with the Raiders, so I'm happy they lost. I hope the Chiefs lose too. So, happy the Broncos suck. You know what I mean? I will never root for an AFC West team or Tom Brady or I just can't do or the Patriots. Those are teams. I don't care how close I am with somebody. I will never root for those 6 things or 5 things. Those 4 teams and that one player. You know what I mean? Tom Brady's won enough. Move along. But epic back by you guys. The stadium went crazy. The whole city was lit. I bet. I bet. Were you at the game? Did you go to the playoff game? Oh, you said I was there. Oh, snap. That's what's up. Oh, man, that's dope. That's dope. Now I hope The Rock shows up for the Rumble so Gruss could be a part of that massive pop. You know what I mean? That's dope, man. Y'all getting to experience things like that, man. That's super dope. I haven't been to a playoff game. I'm a Raiders fan, so I haven't been to a playoff game in over a decade. When was the last time the Raiders were in the playoffs? Oh, why you keep bringing it up, Gruss? Stop bringing it up. That was our Super Bowl year. That was the year, man. We was gonna win the chip. We was dominating everybody. We was like 13-3. We was running up the score on everybody. Rich Gannon, Tim Brown, Jerry Rice. Man, that team was so good. We were so good. Nobody even knew who the Patriots were. They weren't even a thing. No one cared about Tom Brady. He looked like the water boy. No one cared. Drew Bledsoe was the quarterback at the start of that season. The fucking tuck rule, man. I'm never getting over that, bro. Maybe if we win the Super Bowl, so I'm still never gonna get over that. That was supposed to be our 5th chip. Like, I'm still mad. I will never forgive Tom Brady for that shit ever. He should have been like, nah, man, that was a fumble. Just give it to him. I know you ain't gonna do that, but still, damn it. Oh man. What's going on? Day, I can't even pronounce that, man. I don't want to mispronounce your name, man. But you know what I mean? Thanks for stopping through. You know what I mean? Much love to you and yours. You know what I mean? We about to get up out of here. I'm mad y'all showed up at the end of the chat, man. We had a good discussion. Good show. Obviously dedicating this show to Jay Briscoe and the mother of our brother, Travis Sly. Send him positive energy, please. If you guys are just joining, Travis did lose his mother yesterday. Extremely sad news. That's why we haven't seen him on the show in over a month. He's been dealing with that. He promised me that he's coming back better than ever soon to see you guys. He misses you guys. I know you guys miss having him on with all this crazy smoking contraptions and funny signs in the back and all that stuff. We miss having Trav on, man. It's always good to meet wrestling fans. 1,000%, man. 1,000%. Everybody's welcome here. If you love pro wrestling, Even if you hate pro wrestling, if you hate watch it, hey man, we rag on pro wrestling shows here too. We like to talk about it in a positive light when it's good, and when it's bad, we'll talk about that too. So, if you love pro wrestling in any way, welcome to Wild Nation. And yeah, again, this show is dedicated to our brother Super High Travis Sly, the current Wild Nation predictions champion. Obviously, we'll be on doing predictions for the Royal Rumble, even if the title isn't on the line, because I told Trav to take as much time as he needed to, grieve and do all that, get arrangements together and all that. The Royal Rumble is in a couple weeks, so I'm not sure if he'll be back by then, and that's okay. Me and Fizz will be here doing predictions. We'll fight it out to see who's going to be the number one contender for WrestleMania if we have to. So, prayers up to everyone out there who's dealing with loss. If you have lost someone in the in recent times or even in the past, it's never easy to deal with. So, shout out to all you guys, and much love and respect and condolences to anybody dealing with that. Rick Rubin was talking about it on some 3-hour podcast. Andrew Huberman. Oh, word. That's what's up. That's what's up. Shout out to Lennon62. Thanks for stopping through, my guy. New viewers are always welcome, man. That's why I wish we could do 3-hour streams, because, for some reason, YouTube don't start sending the shows out till like an hour after we on. So that's when they start notifying people, start putting us on the home screens and stuff. So, but it's all good, man. Hopefully we can get some extended time next week when I'm not on daddy duty, and we can have some fun. Today was more of a somber show, talking about Vince and all his craziness and everything else we had to talk about. But like I said, I really miss you guys. Hopefully I can pump out more content for you guys. Chat GPT is definitely going to help me with that. If you haven't heard about Chat GPT, Allen Iverson is the future. If you know, you know. But that's it, guys. I'll see you guys. I might be here tomorrow, man. Who knows? But if not, we'll see you guys on Saturday. Deuces.